Exam eggs. I would like 6 boiled eggs. No eggs. Okay, catfish will do. And then rice. Rice and then some salmon. Look. Never mind. Do you have a puru?
From the largest television network in Africa, the NTA, we bring to you Weekend File, where we seek the views of experts, government functionaries, movers of the economy, and the ordinary Nigerian on developmental challenges confronting the nation in an era of diversification, the process that is meant to reinvigorate all aspects of our national life in education, science, technology, and innovation, agriculture, health, and other aspects of societal development. The Weekend File crew has the onerous task of articulating all the issues, ensuring that all perspectives are brought to the table. On this show, all things matter and opinions of every class count. Weekend File shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. on the NTA network service. It is your weekend companion and a destination for news, views, and analysis. It is unmissable.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Hello. We're now in the Yuletide period, and certainly there will be huge vehicular movement on roads across the nation. And so tonight we do another leg of our program on road infrastructure development in the country. Good evening and welcome to Weekend File. It's good to see you again. Now, the crucial contribution of road network to economic growth and development cannot be overstated. Many companies and other business concerns rely on roads, especially to deliver their goods and services in order to compete favorably in the fast-paced economic world. It is for these reasons that road infrastructure is said to be the most important of all public assets, but road deficit has been one of the nation's most perennial challenges. The federal government says it embarked on some specific road and bridges projects across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, with special focus on the A1, A4 roads. These are roads that carry huge traffic, such as Benin-Ore, Lagos-Shagamu, Enugu-Onitsha, Gombe-Yola, Enugu-Port Harcourt, Benin-Auchi, and many other road projects connecting agricultural development areas, ports, and depots. This is in addition to bridges construction and repairs. In continuation of our quest to learn more about major roads construction in the country, we will take a panoramic view of federal government's commitment to providing the network of roads instrumental to interconnecting all businesses across the nation. Tonight, we will be hosting Najim Usman Yassin, President, National Union of Road Transport Workers Union. Of course, my name is Kirian Umair, and this is Weekend File. The news comes first. President Muhammadu Buhari has advocated the need for stronger intra-ECOWAS solidarity towards addressing emerging challenges, militating against a secured, conducive, and prosperous environment for positive transformation of people's lives. This was while declaring open the 54th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government in Abuja. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president is the current chairman of the sub-regional organization committed to creating a borderless, peaceful, and cohesive region through good governance.
Our determination to create a safe and stable sub-region must be predicated on a strong and capable organization.
And this, President Muhammadu Buhari said, can only be achieved if member states join forces towards addressing what he called continuing fragility of their economies, occasioned by, among others, commodity prices, nascent democracies, climate change, and terrorism. Hence, his decision to make the issue of peace and security the major focus of his ECOWAS chairmanship.
It's a matter of concern that terrorism and violent extremism have continued to threaten the peace and security in our sub-region. This threat calls for collective action on our part if we are to effectively and definitively eliminate it. As we work on new strategies to combat and irrigate this menace, we require the support of our partners to ensure the achievement of our objective.
The president, who described as fulfilling that ECOWAS has been able to douse tension and restore confidence in some potentially disruptive political situations in Guinea-Bissau, Togo and Mali, is also optimistic that the forthcoming elections in Nigeria and Senegal will be held successfully.
On my part, I have already made a pledge to conduct free, fair and credible elections. In the same vein, the Independent National Electoral Commission, security agencies, and other political stakeholders have expressed their unwavering commitment to the conduct of peaceful elections, devoid of violence, rancor, and acrimony in higher interest of the nation.
President Buhari applauded the significant progress made by the community in the areas of political governance, peace and security, as well as economic and social fields, thereby positioning ECOWAS as an example of a regional economic community on the African continent. ECOWAS Commission Chairman Jean-Claude Cassibro and the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, were full of praises for President Muhammadu Buhari for his genuine commitment towards not only addressing political and security challenges affecting member states, but also consolidating regional integration on socio-economic and democratic fronts.
Dans l'intérêt de nos populations. And today, West Africa is frequently cited as a shining example of peace, consolidation, and democracy on the continent. In this regard, the strong and positive role of ECOWAS has been recognized as a consistent factor in this outstanding development.
The summit is expected to take far-reaching measures on ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, single currency, as well as political situations in Guinea-Bissau and Togo. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, ECOWAS heads of state and government rose from their 54th ordinary session with a greater commitment towards tackling the integration of the sub-region and promoting industrial development and security. Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyema read the communique after the meeting. Foreign Desk correspondent Makut Saman Macham reports.
The 54th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government is coming at a time when the West African sub-region is taking more seriously the task of regional integration, single currency, peace and security, energy development, as well as democratic growth. After a closed-door meeting lasting several hours, the heads of state emerged from their meeting with a long list of resolutions as read by Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Jeffrey Onyema.
The authority also invites member states to speed up the implementation of the biometric identity card and instructs the ECOWAS Commission to ensure the its acceptance by all member states to allow holders of the card to travel freely in the region.
The heads of state are particularly looking forward to better elections in 2019, beginning with Nigeria and Senegal, as well as Guinea-Bissau and Togo, which have parliamentary and council polls pending. The optimism is that when next the heads of state and government meet, some of these decisions would have been implemented and results put on the table. In Abuja, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
Thank you, Makud. As part of federal government's effort to improve productivity level of micro, small and medium enterprises in the country, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has inaugurated shared facilities for fashion and style and shea butter production in Ibadan. Ayomiku Ajibola reports that this scheme was in collaboration with the Oyo State government.
Inaugurating the shared facility scheme in Ibadan, the first to be established in the country, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said the scheme is the fallout of the activities of the National MSME Clinic, which was introduced to help improve engagement between government and the MSMEs in the country. The initiative, according to the Vice President, will provide MSME access to fully equipped cluster-style facilities for which they can pay an affordable fee to operate, stressing that efforts are underway to double government commitment in ensuring that MSMEs find an enabling environment to thrive.
It is a facility that is at a very, very subsidized cost. And then we also have equipment, state-of-the-art equipment, state-of-the-art sewing machines that you can come in here to use. So tailors can come in here and they have power 24 hours.
I'm very happy with this kind of initiative. It's a very good one. And I believe that it's going to help the fashion industry in Nigeria, especially Ibadan, to grow.
Professor Osinbajo had in 2017 launched the MSMEs Clinic as part of efforts to encourage the contribution of the micro, small and medium enterprise to Nigerian economic growth. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olanisake, and service chiefs converged on Maiduguri, Borno State capital, for a crucial operational meeting. Though details of the meeting for 3 hours were not made public, the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Sani Usman Kokasheka, who addressed newsmen, said the forum is aimed at appraising and re-strategizing on the ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast of Nigeria.
The Chief of Defense Staff, along with service chiefs, are here on a routine operational visit where they were received by the Chief of Army Staff, who has been on the ground since on the Operation Lafia, Dole, Theater Commander, and they discussed extensively, particularly on the activities in the theater. And of course, the Chief of Defense Staff also conveyed his best wishes to, the troops here operating at Operation Lafia Dole.
Members of the Ogun State APC have reaffirmed their commitment to work tirelessly to deliver votes to President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 presidential election. Governor Ibiku Amosu said this while addressing members of the All Progressives Congress from the 236 wards of the state at the party secretariat in Abuja, the state capital. Lekon Abonde reports.
In large numbers, APC supporters from the 236 wards converged on party secretariat for a meeting called at the instance of Governor Ibiku Amosu. The governor enjoined members of APC to ensure the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and demonstrate their respect for the president by massively voting for him at the 2019 poll.
Here in Ogun State, this is the home of President Muhammadu Buhari, and we must vote massively for him. This is the home of APC. Come 2019, come February 16, it is whoever that all of you decide that this is our candidate, this is who we are backing, that will win this election.
There was, however, a mild drama when the gubernatorial candidate of the Allied People's Movement, APM, Adekunle Akelade, and some stalwarts of APM arrived the venue. Akelade said he was there to submit a letter to the APC Secretariat expressing his party's adoption of President Buhari as their presidential candidate in the 2019 election. The letter was received by the governor, who promised to deliver to the president. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Now, more on politics. Groups and individuals have continued to support the federal government's effort at overcoming regional inequities in vaccine availability and accessibility in Nigeria. One of such is the Global Alliance for Vaccines Initiative, which organized a training in Abuja for executive staff of the health sector. Basi Ita Ebang reports.
The training, which is for top-level managers overseeing the public health supply chain in Nigeria, will address the gap in immunization in the country. It will also improve immunization coverage and subsequently reduce infant and child mortality.
So this is one area in which they are providing support, is aside from funding our land, is also support capacity development, and this is where this STEP training program comes in.
They do a lot of technical things in terms of giving the vaccines that are so that they are safe for our children, but the STEP training teaches them on business models, interactions with people, and how to better manage their environment.
38 top-level supply chain managers, policies and decision makers from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency with oversight rules on vaccine management benefited from the program.
Different modalities have been put in place to ensure that the vaccines get to this child. Because before now, we had issues of our vaccines being seen in the open market and all that. So all these loopholes are now being plugged to ensure that no child, no Nigerian child dies of vaccine-preventable disease.
Gavi's focus is on execution of the Strategic Training Executive Program in Nigeria, with the provision of public healthcare personnel with non-technical leadership skills to effectively fulfill their roles and develop competencies in managers. Basi Taipang, NTA News.
Now, Ruzu Herbal Products and Services Limited, maker of Ruzu Bitters, hosted its dealers and distributors to a dinner in Lagos. The event was to appreciate their loyalty over the years and to also discuss ways to improve on price uniformity and the effective distribution of the products. Joy Ken Ababoya has that report.
For 11 years, Ruzu Bitters, also known as Nature's Pure Miracle, an indigenous herbal mixture with its medicinal ingredients, has impacted positively on the health of many Nigerians. This is why the company gathered its friends, dealers and distributors from across the country to celebrate the success stories. Alabaedu is one of many who has positive tales about the efficacy of Ruzu products. Like others, she's not just a consumer but also a distributor.
Ruzu is perfect for PAL. It works, and I've been using it for the past 3 years. I don't know what anybody wants to say again.
I was having consistent malaria and typhoid, and then when I started taking Ruzu Bitters, I was looking for malaria and typhoid. It wasn't coming.
When I had high blood sugar, I used Ruzu, and my blood sugar just came down like that.
Professor Olufunsho Awodele is a consultant toxicologist. He says preliminary investigations on the safety of Ruzu products prove that it is safe for consumption. Managing Director of Ruzu Herbal Products and Services Limited, Robert Uzu, while appreciating loyal consumers and distributors, added that the vision of the company is to become the largest producer of healing herbal products for many households.
11 years already, and the company have grown organically to become the leading manufacturer of creative herbal drugs in Nigeria. Of course, this is shown from the testimonies recorded, from the efficacy of the products, and from the packaging that we are doing. The brand is known everywhere. It comes from the passion to make a contribution to the future of humanity.
Ruzu Herbal is known for 3 major products: Ruzu Bitters, Ruzu Herbal Tea, and Ruzu Black for men. In Lagos, Joy Ken Ababoya, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps says measures have been put in place to clamp down on traffic offenders and endure free flow of traffic at the Niger Bridge held, especially this Yuletide. The Corps Marshal, Boboya Oyeyemi, said this while inspecting the traffic situation at the Asaba-Benin Expressway. Austin Edemodu reports.
Already, commercial motorcyclists in this area are cashing out on the traffic lockdown to charge exorbitant transport fare, ferrying passengers from one end of the bridge to the other.
This commercial motorcyclist, Matthias Ada, is one of the greatest beneficiaries of this ugly situation, as desperate passengers are made to pay between 300 naira and 500 naira. However, the commercial Boboye Oyeyemi, who had monitored the situation, was quick to point out that the roads have been given a facelift.
I can see that the checkpoint here has been stepped down. Even now, it's not done, they relax it completely. So that is why you can experience the flow of traffic. So no vehicle is being stopped for search. So they're just more on observation, or eventually there's need to really halt the vehicle.
During his audience with the governor of Delta State, Senator Fanyo Kowa, the commercial expressed optimism that their headquarters complex in Asaba will be completed in the next 4 months. The Operation Zero 2018 Christmas and New Year's Safety campaign is tagged Safe Driving, Safe Arrival. I'm Austin Edemodo, NTA News.
In a strategic effort to address a growing national problem related to drug abuse, MTN Nigeria, through the MTN Foundation, in collaboration with the consortium of stakeholders, has launched an initiative tagged Anti-Substance Abuse Program, ASAP. The initiative kicked off with a media briefing in Lagos. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Of disease GPD project led by the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, as commissioned by WHO, estimates that globally over 160 million people had an alcohol or drug abuse disorder in 2016. Though the 2016 report by the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime shows that many young Nigerians are getting entangled in drug-related offenses. With an increasing number of youths in substance abuse and other crime-related issues, the Foundation's chairman, Prince Julius Adelusi Adelui, said there is urgent need to chart a way forward and bring back the youths to the right path. The initiative, which will run for 6 months, will target young Nigerians from the age of 10 to 25.
The MTN Foundation, through its youth empowerment cause, is launching Project ASAP, ASAP, an acronym for Anti-Substance Abuse Program. The goal is to partner with our friends in the media, as well as in the government, to raise public awareness and advocate for more effective methods to address the menace of substance abuse and addiction.
The MTN Foundation has over the years partnered with both public and private organizations to initiate sustainable development programs in different areas with the aim of making life brighter for Nigerians.
Now, this is Weekend File, broadcast live on the network service of the NTA. Of all the types of roads constructed in a country to fulfill some needs, highways which connect cities, states and towns fall under the purview of the federal government. The question is, what is on ground in terms of road infrastructure development in the country? You will get to find out in a short while in our correspondence reports. Join us again after the break.
I go really early, oh, I know your story. I go Yaba to buy material. I go time my daily, yeah. I go no say I don't. If you see my daily, oh, it go wound everybody. Let me guide you to yellow. Let me guide you to yellow.
3G is great. 4G is better. You don't know what you're missing till you experience it. Upgrade to a 4G device and SIM, SMS Get to 141 to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. Can you supply 1,000 bottles of juice by noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Hello?
One day, I go any store and say I want everything.
Jenny, Auntie, please, I need a loan.
One day, anything I want, hurry up. Get it times 2. Someday, I'll be living.
Hello?
Clean that up. Because I don't get the money, you downgrade me.
Your order is on the way.
Are you an entrepreneur looking for financing to grow a business? I have good news for you. Development Bank of Nigeria now provides sustainable financing through commercial banks, microfinance banks, and other financial institutions with repayment terms of up to 10 years. Please do remember, paying back your loan in good time will give you access to more loans.
Development Bank of Nigeria, financing sustainable growth. This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 Naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
They swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people. They traded their freedom, comfortable homes and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
The celebration postulate matters of the resolve of our schools to remain in one united country, Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari enjoins all ministries, parastatals, religious and corporate bodies to donate generously to the Emblem Appeal Launch. Send your donations to these accounts. Account name, Emblem Appeal Launch. Account number 393-200-7526. EcoBank Nigeria PLC.
Before we came into National Homegrown School Feeding Program, we are only producing 2 bags of flour. Now we are producing up to 40 to 50 bags of food breads to children per day.
Before, we could sell the sachet juice and some of our materials at about 4 trucks per week, 6 trucks. But with homegrown now, we are going to about 14 trucks per week. Because of the national homegrown feeding, school feeding, we had to add additional 150 staff in order to cope with the time and then the production capacity.
We really praise the present administration under the General Muhammadu Buhari for creating National Homegrown School Feeding Program.
Kudos to the federal government.
Thank you.
It is that time of the year when we appreciate all those that mean so much to us. All sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, business, and above all, you, our esteemed viewers. Together we made 2018 great. Together we shall make 2019 even greater. And that is why we say thank you. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
You're welcome back. With the second largest road network in Africa, road is the most patronized form of transportation in Nigeria. Until the coming of the Buhari administration, however, road travels had been a nightmare to most road users due to long years of neglect. Works and Housing correspondent Muhammad Hamza Sheikh in this background report takes a look at the last 4 years of road development under the Buhari administration.
In the last 4 years, infrastructure development has been a major focal point to the Muhammadu Buhari-led APC government. With vigor never seen before in the history of governance in Nigeria, the Buhari administration has taken road projects to every state of the federation with over 135 projects. Giving priority to abundant viable infrastructure projects, the government is steadily taking Nigeria out of the era of littered white elephant projects to the admiration of Nigerians who are the direct beneficiaries. This is done with the conviction that infrastructure development is not just the major propeller of the Nigerian economy, but also enhances socio-economic life of the people. With increased budgetary allocation, improved support from the public-private partnership, and alternative source of funding initiative, the road sector has witnessed unprecedented commitment in the last 4 years. These pragmatic moves have not only reinforced Buhari administration's conviction on the crucial importance of infrastructure development to the Nigerian economy, but also strengthened the confidence of contractors handling the projects whose certified works were not paid for several years by the previous administration. While these roads are being provided for easy human and vehicular movement, hundreds of thousands of job opportunities are as well being created for both skilled and unskilled workers. Today, with careful planning, prudent management of resources, and strict supervision, the Buhari administration is at various stages of completing all viable infrastructure projects abandoned by the previous administrations in all the states of the Federation. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
Now, the federal government road infrastructure renewal initiative is taking advantage of Nasarawa State strategic location in north-central Nigeria to give it an edge towards a free flow of traffic and unique opportunity for the promotion of economic development to other parts of the country. From Lafia, Joshua Ojito reports.
Like in other parts of Nigeria, road infrastructure under the federal government in Nasarawa State have either aged and deteriorated or become accident-prone due to difficult terrain. While the new focus of the government is to address these challenges, it is equally looking at compelling need of promoting new economic opportunities in trade, commerce and agriculture while uniting the people. That is why government has gone to work with the historic commencement of Abuja Kefi Akwanga Lafia Makodi Road project.
This road connects the southern part of Nigeria with the north through the north central zone.
The road expansion of more than 200 kilometers has $542 million to fund the contract.
I want to assure you that the government and people of Nasarawa State will cooperate with the Ministry of Works and also the contractors in seeing that this project is executed without any hitches.
From the western zone of the state are 3 projects rolled into one between Nasarawa and its Benue neighbor. These are Nasarawa Loco Road and Loco Oweto Bridge, crossing River Benue, as well as Oweto Otukpo Road. The project suffered funding challenges and was abandoned by the contractor. Government has given the contract a new lease of life and achieved the completion of the Otukpo Oweto Road and work in progress to link the bridge and the Nasarawa local axis of the project.
Once you invest the way President Buhari is doing in roads, in bridges like this, that's what creates wealth. That's what secures the future. That's the foundation for wealth, for employment, for prosperity. From there, agro-processing will grow.
The happiness now, the can we come here, I won't see this road.
In addition to major road projects, government is working on the uncompleted 49 kilometers Wamba-Bokos road, which is linking entirely a strong agricultural zone of Plateau and Nasarawa states abandoned under previous arrangements. Findings show the project has completion deadline of June 2019. Stakeholders are unanimous about the prospects ahead in facilitating development and well-being of the people upon the completion of the projects, which they are optimistic will come to pass. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And another road receiving federal government attention in the northeast is the Gombe-Yola Highway. And motorists applying the area are happy because reconstruction work continues in earnest, courtesy of the present administration. Zara Omar Adamu gives us an update on the project.
The Gombe-Numan Federal Highway Reconstruction Project, awarded by the Buhari administration in 2016, is being executed in 2 phases by separate construction firms. Phase 2 of the 68 kilometers Gombe axis links Kaltungo and Biliri towns. The Gada portion of the road was a death trap because of its deplorable condition. This is Gada Uku, formerly a culvert, which has suffered washouts every rainy season. So with the bridge being constructed, finally, problem of overflow of water is over. The project manager, Engineer Imran Amin Khan, noted that the remaining 8.5 kilometers need to be raised by 1 meter for improved quality.
The bridge will be completed by early February. After that, what is left now in the 8.5 kilometer of the road is the Fadama area, which inshallah we will tackle by January.
Road users express happiness with the quality of work, which according to them has reduced traveling hours and risk of accidents on the way.
I've never seen a quality job and a very good project that is being done with accuracy and perfection like this one. We have no word than to thank the federal government and the state government for supporting this work.
Reconnecting major cities and towns across the northeast sub-region by the present administration is also one of the dividends of democracy. As contractors intensify efforts to beat deadline, communities remain anxious to see the multi-billion naira project completed. In Gombe, Zara Umar Adam, NTA News.
Now, with the commencement of work in the Port Harcourt-Enugu Expressway, residents, commuters and businessmen do not only feel a sense of relief, but express optimism that President Buhari's administration would facilitate the completion of the project on schedule. Robinson Delatede reports that the road is a major socio-economic link between River State and other parts of eastern Nigeria.
The River State section of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, presently under reconstruction, covers about 41.4 kilometers from the LMA flyover to Imo River, the boundary between Rivers and Abia states. The road contract was awarded by the past administration in December 2014 to the China Civil Engineering Construction Company, but was not backed by cash. But the Buhari-led administration, in deference to the perennial traffic on the road, has redesigned it from dual carriage to 8 lanes, and the contract sum reviewed from 34 billion to 40 billion naira. Work has commenced, and the narrative of over 5 years of traffic nightmare, for which commuters had no choice but resort to rail transport, set to change in due course.
The road is nowhere to go. We don't see road to pass. The road is very, very bad before. So as they are doing it now, very small time, if they can finish it, we will enjoy the road.
From here to Port Harcourt, at most you pay 150, at most 200 naira. But now they are taking 250 to 300 naira. Then from here to Aba, can pay 300, at most 400. But now it has skyrocketed to 1,000 naira.
They should put in more effort because life is at stake on the road. That road is not something you can just go on like that. They should put it in order.
The road used to be a very dangerous site, but the way I'm seeing things, the contractors are trying, but the thing is that the project is delayed.
But even at that, we have taken the bull by the horn by,
advancing some of all these things, sorting them locally. That's why you see that we have been able to cover about 2-kilometer stretch, which is start from Imo River up to Igbo Express. Bearing
any untoward development, the project is set to be delivered in 2020. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Deratede, NTA News.
In a resolute commitment to completing all economically viable road projects, the federal government has asked contractors handling projects in Bayelsa and other states of the South-South zone to ensure speedy completion of the projects. Hamza Sheikh gives us an update on 2 viable road projects in Bayelsa State.
The Inegwe-Okariki-Kolo Road is a section of the Inegwe-Okariki-Kolo-Nembe Brass Road that leads to natural liquefied gas plant and many other oil companies in Brass local government area of Bayelsa State. The section also links Mbiama, Inegwa, the 3 primary roads and the Bayelsa palm farms. In spite of its economic and social importance, however, the 33.50-kilometer road project was abandoned since its award in 2009. Poor budgetary provisions, compensation issues, and general insecurity situation in the project area are some of the reasons advanced. The project is now at 50% completion since the remobilization of contractors handling the projects in 2017.
Problem is you don't have time because you only have 3 months. 3 months. And if you don't utilize these 3 months, you have to wait another 9 months.
The Inagwe Road Junction Kolo Otuoke Bayelsa Palm Road is another important federal road project that the Buhari administration is resolutely committed to ensuring its completion. Contract for the project was awarded by the immediate past administration in January 2015. The road crosses the Otuoke Creeks, the MAL Otuoke Road, with a spur to the Federal University of Otuoke. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
The federal government's Pick Up the Pace directive to contractors handling the Bini-Auchi-Okene road project and the recent release of funds is yielding results. Road users and residents in the communities along the stretch say the result will not only make motoring safer, it will also revive economic activities. Obehi Otubo Apresai reports.
Reconstruction work on the Benin-Auchi Highway by Ewu Slope has reached an appreciable stage. A section of the dualization towards Uromi Junction is being rehabilitated to address the dangerous slope, notorious for high accident rates. Similarly, the contractor handling the Auchi-Okene axis has completed the asphalting of over 20 kilometers of the road between Auchi and Okwila.
As at now, they are doing their best to put things in order. If the road is in order and is good as it is now, we will enjoy it. There will be less accidents and then more lives will be saved.
The Benin-Auchi-Okene Road is the only road connecting the south-south to the northern part of the country. Completion of the project will encourage investors, curb accidents, and reduce activities of criminals on the route.
The dualizing of the road now, I think it has gone a long way in helping us now.
We need the federal government to put more effort and finish the road.
The Minister of State for Power, Works and Housing, Mustafa Sheuri, while inspecting the road, re-emphasized President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to meeting the 2020 target for the completion of the 63.7 kilometers Benin-Auchi-Okene dualization project. In Benin, Obehi Otubo Apresai, NTA News.
You're watching Weekend File on the network service of the NTA, and in a short while I will be joined by the President of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Najim Usman Yassin, for discussion on the road projects in Nigeria. Stay with us. I'll be back after this break.
You know, from day one, Globe makes life easier. They brought us per second billing, unbelievable data packages, and even an optic fiber cable to make sure we optimize. There are 2 things in our lives we depend on: the communication and information, voice and data. Whether you sell, buy, learn, teach, serve, or lead, It really comes down to those two things, voice or data. Today's world is all about you. You want what you want, how you want it, and Glow delivers. The freedom to use voice and data the way you like on every recharge. Easy.
Glow Yakata. Recharge 100 Naira and get 2,200 Naira. Minimum 500 Naira to call all networks and 10 friends and family. Plus all the data you need. Up to 6 gigabytes. Buy a Glow SIM or dial *220# to migrate. Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Season's greetings from FCMB, my bank and I.
Pitching the big idea. It doesn't come easy. You've got to give it all you've got. That's right. You got to put in the hours. Roll with the punches and take on the pressure. But you will power through, no matter what. Then step onto that stage and hit them with that idea. You, my friend, are unstoppable. Power Horse. Unstoppable you.
Me, I am ready for the party. Oh yeah, I want to be smart. I go really early. Oh, I know your story. I go yaba to buy material. I go time my daily, yeah. I gonna say I don't. If you see my daily, it go on everybody. Let me guide you to yellow. Let me guide you to yellow. Let me guide you to yellow.
3G is great. 4G is better. You don't know what you're missing till you experience it. Upgrade to a 4G device and SIM, SMS GET to 141 to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Akpotego Isakpo Beje. I'm from Data Stick Company. At that 2005, the company was privatized. Those that were working, that were caught up with the privatization, were laid off. No arrangement for the payment of anything. They were denied their pension rights. So in 2005 through 2017, we have been struggling how we can be put back on pension. We staged a lot of demonstrations under the rain, under the sun. The government did not listen. The marginalization for the past 13 good years by successive administration, the sufferings we'll be going through, the loss of human dignity and no hope for livelihood from July 31st, 2018. The monthly pensions start coming to the pensioners. We also want to be very, very thankful to President Muhammadu Buhari. He's God sent.
We're glad to have you back. And now with me in the studio is the President of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Najim Usman Yassin. Good evening and welcome to Weekend File.
Good evening.
And of course the topic is connecting Nigeria with roads. And now let's begin this way. As a major stakeholder in the nation's transport sector, what do you make of the reports that you watched from 5 out of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country?
Yeah, thank you very much. If you watch the road network across the geopolitical zones of this country, you have to, because most of the abandoned roads that were in existence before the present administration, most of them have already put in place, and which today I can say those roads are motorable.
Now, many viewers, might be interested to hear from you as the president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, of your view of how bad the situation was before now, because your men ply these roads on a daily basis.
Yeah, thank you very much. Because as I said, before the present administration, most of our roads are bad terribly, which you can, like during this Xmas New Year period, in the previous years, you can find some vehicles being stranded for 4-3 days because of bad roads and all these things. But today I can assure you that most of the roads in this country are in a good shape.
And now looking at the rate at which federal highways get damaged after construction, now what will be your advice or any measure do you think can be put in place to stop the rate of roads getting damaged shortly after being constructed?
Yeah, there are measures that can be put in place to reduce, because most of these heavy trucks carrying goods and all these things, with our rail system that is in operation now, that is working, they can divert, instead of using roads to transport this thing to the various locations in the country. The rail system, if it is connected, which is being connected to most part of the country, I think it will ease and it will reduce burden on the highways. So we can use rail to transport all these heavy goods across the country.
Right, and that has also brought us to a very important issue now, which is how your men use the road. If you apply most federal highways, in some portions of the road, you see long trucks parked for. In fact, it appears that some of those places have been a regular base for parking on the highway. It is in almost all the highways in this country, and it also contributes to the damaging of the road that we're talking about. Now, what are you doing, as the president of NERT, to ensure that there are parking bays, when roads are constructed, to enable your men have a space to park?
Yeah, that is why we are looking for having transit camps, parks, in most of the major areas in the country. Because if you look, there are areas, if you are going to this Kaduna Road, if you pass through Tapa, with the construction of the roads there, you can spend some hours before, because these vehicles parks on the road. But if these transit camps are built across the country, it will reduce the blocking of the highways or whatever.
Now, do you have any avenue, through which you can communicate this to the authorities in question? Because as these roads are being constructed, that is exactly when those transit camps you're talking about, should be constructed as well, so that they start working the same day with the roads, so that your men will find where to park. Because what I'm saying is that it is in all network of federal roads in this country.
Yeah. It has been at the pipeline. The shipper councils are trying to partner with some foreign investors to come and invest in these roads, so that in these transit camps, a lot of recreation. As internationally, when you drive and you drive for some hours, you park, you have a restaurant, security, everything, even hotel rooms there where you can stay. So I think it is on the pipeline. The shipper council are trying to put those in place with foreign partners.
All right. Now, how will the ongoing massive reconstruction and the rehabilitation of federal highways, assist in the delivery of election materials? Because, of course, you know that in February there's going to be election, and your union is directly involved in distribution of election materials. How will these roads aid you in doing that?
The road is going to assist in delivering the electoral materials, because we are passing through the roads and all this. And when the roads are okay, we can be able to deliver the material in time. As we said at the signing of the MOU with INEC, we suggested and agreed in the MOU that 24 hours to the election period, all the vehicles that will be used for the election will be assembled. So then I think with the road networks now, it will be easier before even 12 midnight, electoral material could have reached the whole destination. So it will assist.
Now, let us share the reports we're getting from your men across the nation with respect to the reconstruction and the rehabilitation of roads across the country. You know, because I know your men operate in all both the federal highways and state roads and local government roads. So what reports are you getting?
The report we are getting is that most of our members, they were happy with the way the construction is going on almost throughout the country. Because today, I can say within 36 states, there is no anywhere you will go that will not find one road or the other which is being under construction. Okay. We appreciate it and the members appreciate that. All right, thank you. Use this medium to still appeal to the government to still do more.
To do more. Yeah, I asked that question because you are a major stakeholder when it comes to road transportation in Nigeria, and it's a major means of transportation in this country. And at this point, I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you for being part of our program this evening.
Thank you very much.
All right, and that's been the president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Najim Usman Yassin, talking to us on Weekend File today. Don't go away because I'll be right back in just a moment.
The candidates. A presidential town hall co-production between Daria Media and NTA, supported by the MacArthur Foundation. 4 presidential town halls, 4 political parties and their presidential and vice presidential candidates. 4 Wednesdays in January 2019, 9th, 16th, 23rd and 30th January, from 7 to 9 p.m. Town hall venue, Sheraton Hotel, Abuja. Moderator, Kadria Ahmed. The candidates will be broadcast live on NTA and other partner TV and radio stations, as well as streamed online on NTA and DTV.media. If you are over 18 and want to be part of the audience, apply online at daria.media or use the hashtag NGTheCandidates or participate online using the hashtag NGTheCandidates.
In recent times, too many votes have been declared void, null, invalid, or spoiled. This is not good for democracy. It is time to make every vote count. Here are a few tips on how to vote. First, when about to vote, identify the political party or candidate you want to vote for. You should not vote for 2 parties or candidates. It has to be just one thumbprint in the right place on your ballot paper. Make sure you thumbprint on only one space. Your thumbprint must be within the space, not outside like this. Do not allow any spill of ink into another space. Never leave your ballot paper empty. Vote for one party or candidate. Do not write on your ballot paper. Just thumbprint. Do not squeeze your ballot paper once you finish thumbprinting. Place your ballot paper in the box. Enough of void votes. It's time to make your vote count. Vote the right way. This message is from the National Orientation Agency and supported by Osiwa.
Now to sports. The 2018 NTA NUJ table tennis competition ended Saturday in Abuja with Dennis Adegunle of NTA emerging champion. Daniel Adeoye reports.
The mind, they say, is a productive mind. And members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NTA Chapel, in collaboration with the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, came together to celebrate the Yuletide in a sporty way through the game of table tennis at the NUJ Table Tennis Championship in Abuja. The tournament, which is the second in its series, saw the winner of the maiden edition in 2017, Ignatius Unkwo, fall out to the second-place runner-up in the maiden edition, Dennis Adegunloye, who emerged champion of the tournament.
Well, of course, I'm elated to be champion this time around. This is the second edition, like you said. I came third last year. I felt I could have done better last year, so I put in all the work I could over the last 12 months and decided to see how my outing would be this time around, and I decided to keep more focused and calm, and I give all the glory to God that this time around I'm the champion.
It's all about practice. Once you exercise, constant practice makes perfect. Well, we have some challenges. Some of us don't play every day. We get to work, do our normal repertorial work, and at the end of the day, we'll train maybe once in a month. So if I'll be able to increase my exercise, my practice, I think I'll definitely come up top as well again.
The chairman of the NUJ NTA Chapel, Gabriel Odu, noted that the main purpose behind organizing the tournament was to promote healthy living and encourage participation in sports by staff and members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists.
You know, we work round the clock 24/7. We don't have time for ourselves, times to recreate, times to come together like this and share excitement, pleasure, or it's just work. But we thought it wise to come out like this and show some friendship.
Sports entirely is a business, so we have to get as many sports as possible. Table tennis is just a start. We hope to collaborate on bigger and better events in the future, of course, all kinds of sports.
In Abuja, Daniel Aderiye, NTA News.
And that ends the weekend file for this week. And Christmas is less than 72 hours. And so it should be appropriate for me to say on behalf of the production crew, Merry Christmas and good night.
In the beginning was a dream.
To the concept of migrating from the analog to the digital system.
NTA has 8 network channels. Before then, all our contents were competing for one network.
As we go on,
we are very specialized. We have the parliament, entertainment, languages. Each and every one of them has its own identity that caters for a particular group of audience that cuts across the nation at large.
Driving the dream in a language you understand.
Get a channel that's adapted to your local needs.
Taking you along every inch of the way. NTA multi-channel, a network within the network. You can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
It's an African one. Yeah. Whether you come here to break down, I mean you come here to shake hands. You come here to